Yeah, I mean, obviously, good game for our guys tonight. Obviously, I have a lot of respect for Arizona State and Bobby. Just one of those days, things went our way, and I'm sure in 10 days, they'll be ready for a little bit of redemption. So, we can't get too far ahead of ourselves. But all in all, I mean, it was a good effort by our guys tonight.
I mean, when you play this way, sharing the ball like you did, how good can you be?
Well, I mean, I think you see when we share the ball, we don't have to really rely on one guy to do a lot of heavy lifting. I just really encouraged our guys, playing against a team like Arizona State. If you try to force a bunch of passes in small spaces, the game can get pretty difficult. But, if there's small paces in a certain area, that means there's big spaces in other places. So I just really encourage our guys to maybe turn down some hard plays and see if we could find some easier plays and play with their feet on the ground. And it wasn't much more complicated than that. I thought they did a great job with it. And I think that makes us pretty effective.
Did you see this kind of offensive ability in Jaden when you were scouting him and looking at him?
I'm really proud of Jaden. He's a really good player, and he's been patient, with me. Um, and he's really making a huge impact. He has all season, but you're seeing it more and more. My biggest challenge for him has been to create repeatable habits. And you even saw it in a couple finishes late there. He probably got a little too fancy for my liking, but he had some great, just simple layups early in the game. That just a jump stop, shot fake layup. I think he could be really, really elite at that. And to see his buy-in on that is huge. And I think that's going to be really, encouraging for the development in his own career, and it's going to be great for our program.
So, Tommy, with that, you talk about getting creative in terms of maybe a little too creative for your liking. What is the line between too creative and just?
Well, I think this is a game of habits, and the most powerful thing about habits is, as a player, as a coach, or as a person, you get to choose what your habits are. And so I'm really encouraging our guys to build great habits, that you can recreate and count on over and over and over again. So they probably get sick of hearing it from me, but I think that's a winning formula. And you're seeing some buy-in, with him and KJ and, Caleb. All these guys are bought into this stuff. And so it's been fun. I was actually really happy with Big Mo tonight. I've been on him pretty hard. He probably hasn't liked being around me too much right now, but I'm on him real hard because I really believe in him, and I think he can be great, and I think he can be great this year. So sometimes you get a kid like that that's really nice, which he is. He's incredibly nice, incredibly soft spoken. They're patient, and maybe he sees his opportunity next year where I see his opportunities right now. So I'm really encouraging him to go for it, and he really responded. I think he missed a rebound or two early in that game, and then down the stretch of that game in the second half, he was jumping for rebounds, getting him above his head, playing physical, and it was encouraging.
What you says Conrad and Paulius is playing. How would a game like this, getting this much experience, help them going forward?
Well, these guys don't get the minutes they want, but trust me, they play a lot of basketball. We practice hard every day, and we get up and down, we scrimmage. There's tons of live reps. These guys aren't just sitting on the side doing nothing. They're good players. It's just we ended up on a team that has a lot of other good players. So sometimes you got to make tough choices, and those guys have been incredible teammates, and you can see how talented they are on the court. It's just sometimes I got hard decisions to make, and I've made decisions that go a certain direction. It's no slight on them, but I think you see their potential, and I think you see Conrad just kind of growing right in front of your eyes. But he does that every day in practice. I see it every day in practice. He gives Jaden and Kylan and Caleb fits every single day in practice, and Morauskas makes shots every single day in practice. And Philip, he's really coming on too. You can see his confidence. He got in the game today. First touch, he went right to the rim. He didn't go in, but he wasn't shy.
In the streak of 6 or 7 every game is kind of better than the last one. Must like the way they're trending.
Yeah, I do, but I really have a game-to-game approach, and I don't think the last game has much impact on the next game. And so it's just a kind of all how can you recreate success, and it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, just good habits and great fundamentals.
Is there anything mindset-wise that kind of shifted after the Oregon State game that allowed you guys to?
I don't think so. I don't think anything in particular. Maybe there's a little more sense of urgency, but seasons are long, and you're going to have some ups, you're going to have some downs, and you got to make sure you're trying to hit it right at the right time. And I think we're trying to do that right now. We know we're in a hard fought battle for a regular season, championship type, chase down the stretch here. So you need to show up and play well every day.
Where's since we haven't seen Rouse's out that much lately, where's he at in practice? I remember you saying early in the year he was an adjustment, going 3 to 4, learning that. Where's he at? Do you
So
see
he's been getting a lot more reps at the 4 lately, and this where it gets tight there is, you also have Pella can play the 4. So that's just where you get squeezed. And I think we all know how good of a player and how valuable Pella is. And obviously Keyshawn's having a great season, and then you have Pella that can play there as well. It's just, eventually you kind of run out of opportunities for guys.
Just your thoughts on, earlier today you were projected number 1 in the West. Just your thoughts on that.
Long way to go. Long way to go. Not even worried about it. And I'll leave all the speculating to you experts. And, I'm just going to enjoy the night and get to work on the Washington schools tomorrow.
Were you able to have time to talk with CeeLo before the logo?
Yeah, I mean, briefly talk to him. We love Christian, and Christian's an incredible person. And, he's really an inspiration to me. Just, how much a player can improve in a short time. I know he's gone through some tough health stuff, but hopefully he's getting that behind him. And I have no doubt in my mind, if he can figure out this health stuff, that he can be a successful player in the NBA. But more than that, he's just an incredible human being. And it's really cool for him to get that honor today, because it's well deserved. And our locker room was cool. I mean, Nate can probably get you a list of all the former players that were in there. It was too many for me even to remember, but it's pretty special. We have a bunch of former players that were back in town, and you even saw the Jet lurking in there in the background. And it's so special. This legacy of Arizona basketball that I've inherited is incredible. And it's fun to be a part of it, and I love sharing it with our current players, and I love our former players, being immersed amongst us.
What do you think's been the biggest difference for Umar Valo? I think today was his 5th straight double-double, and he's the first Wildcat to do so since DeAndre Ayton. What have you seen out of him, not only offensively but defensively as well?
He's just playing really good basketball. I mean, his effort, his energy is very consistent. It's high level. You see his physicality, just how it impacts the game, and I'm really happy for O. It's not easy being a big guy. And the way we play, the way we practice, we ask a lot of him. So for him to have success and be able to sustain it over, an extended period of time says a lot about him as a person and a player.
Going off of today's big win, obviously you could see a lot of good in this win, but what can you see that you can work on as a coach?
There's always going to be a bunch of things. And, I'm not a guy after a game, we don't go negative, win or lose after a game. You just get your guys together and, you thank them and, kind of, tell them what's coming ahead, and, we'll deal with that, tomorrow. But I don't have like a specific thing in my mind right now. Don't let the team make the first 4 shots of the game. We can start with that probably, but that's kind of the only thing that's popping in my head right now.
You would, of course, rather have this outcome than what happened last time they were here. Is it better for the rivalry if teams are close together or teams are?
I mean, I can't pay no mind to that stuff. I mean, I'm just coaching a basketball game possession by possession, and I know Bobby's down there doing the same thing, and these games can go both ways. So I got no thoughts on whether the game should be close or whatever. I mean, I know fans love close games. I just like good basketball, and when my team's playing good basketball, possession to possession, I'm pretty happy.
The guys you had in there were talking again about some of the history and for the fans and all that. I didn't know with the rivalry, especially last year's game here, if that you feel like was that a point of emphasis, just showing them that film?
No,
whatever.
We did not watch one clip from that film. And listen, if you need extra motivation like that, you're probably not competitive enough. And we're fighting for have a great season for our program and to try to compete for a conference championship. So I think that should be motivation enough, whether you're playing, Arizona State, Duke, whatever. It doesn't matter. And so I don't think there's anything extra.
When LSU scores 5 points and still have the outcome that you do, what can that do for a team just be able to do it without one of their main scorers?
Well, I mean, Pella's a guy, he does everything, a little bit of everything. So, we're not sitting here really, I mean, I don't draft up game plans thinking, man, we need Caleb to score 25 today. I draft up game plans like we need great possessions. We need to use each other to make the game easy. We need to play with force, and we need to get the best shot available. And that's literally all as more complicated as I get. So, that's great. I mean, if we could survive a night where Pella, who's a really good all-conference type player, only has 5 points, I think that bodes well for Arizona basketball.
I'm surprised at all that Thursday's game might determine the league title.
I mean, there's a lot of basketball to play. I mean, by my calculations, we have 6 games to play. So, we're going to come. Obviously, it's an important game, for a lot of reasons. But I mean, if you win that game and think that you've won the league championship, you're probably, you get a little bit ahead of yourself. So we're going to have a good day of rest tomorrow and a good week of prep for 2 good teams, and one of the teams we haven't played yet, in Washington. So, I'm sure it'll be business as usual.
Washington State, I mean, just anecdotally or whatever you've seen of, they strike you like they've gotten even better than you played last time.
They're having an incredible season. They've done a great job. They got all the right pieces. They really blend well together. Kyle's done a great job putting them in position, to be successful. And they did an incredible job playing with great poise in close games. And obviously they just keep, stacking up win after win. So we know it's going to be an incredible challenge. And when you watch them on film, I mean, they're a team that creates problems. And that's why they're having so much success. It's not a fluke, but by any stretch. So, we know it's going to be a battle, and probably going to be one of the harder, if not hardest, game we've played all year.
Last
At
question.
least 20 wins in each of your first 3 seasons here. Is this something you would have expected when you first took the job?
I mean, I don't have those kind of expectations. I don't write what I think our record is going to be and put it in an envelope for later. And I just game by game. It's really not much more than that. Being the head coach at Arizona is an incredible honor, and you guys know I love it here. And if hopefully I'm adding value to the program, because I know the program's definitely added a lot of value for me in my life. So I just try to serve it the best I can every day.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.